Good morning, everyone. How you doing? Welcome to the DSP Morning Show here on DSP Gaming. It's time to chill and build up some attendance before we begin with our gameplay main event, which is Dark Souls 2, Scholar of the First Sin with the Path Tracing mod. We got to turn it back on because we had to turn it off last time. Because if you remember, we were in the Undead Crypt and I couldn't see, and there was no way to finish it, so we had to turn it off. How are you all this morning? I hope I find you all well. Welcome to the show. And it's time to hang out and chill for a little bit. I'm excited for today. Good variety with Dark Souls 2 on the first stream and the return of Final Fantasy VI Pixel Remaster. Yes, on the late stream. That gets me pumped because I love the game. As you know, one of my favorite games of all time. Cannot wait to play more of that with all of you tonight. As it actually, we're heading into the real game tonight. Everything we've done up to now last week was kind of the intro. And now the game actually becomes its standard formula. So, I am pumped. How are you all doing this morning? Let's see who we got. We got Wimpy Sword, Lord Zeruel, World Weather Authority, Dark Lady Goth, BRS, The Freezed Diamond, Some Random Gator Fan, Bibblehouse, Playboy Commie, Certified Bleak, Brian, Bunnies in Games, Starshine, Radiance, Nothing Here, Toasty, and then we got Low T God, AC Installer, Romulus, Maestro David, Jabroni. Who else do we got? Quantumint, how you doing? 220, how you doing? Good morning, everybody. Philosopher, what's up? McNutt, what a name. Toasted Acorns over here. Look at this. And Faded Shadow with the dancing goose. He's got the goose doing the head bob like this. Very nice. Good morning, good morning, good morning. So I'm excited for today. After yesterday, whoa. Yesterday went down crazy, man. Yesterday, I announced that basically I had a whole bunch of new cards to unpack, including Disney Lorcana, Pal World, and a new box of One Piece cards. That's a new set. And people went crazy, man. People went nuts. People wanted to see the cards, and they supported in droves, and we ended up opening a ton yesterday. 7 packs of Lorcana, the entire box of Pal World, and 4 or 5 packs of the Prismatic Evolutions bonus stuff. So, good stuff, right? And, yeah, that was an amazing day. Today, obviously, more of the same. We can't do Pal World. We already opened the whole box yesterday. But today, we got to determine, do you want me to continue to open Disney Lorcana? Do you want me to break into the box of One Piece? That's new. Do you want me to go back to the Pokemon Pitch Black cards? I don't know. We have to figure that out so we know what we're doing today, okay? But, obviously, it was great yesterday. AC, Black Flag continuing, and we had some good progress there, and it was a fun, chill, late-night stream of Pokemon Brilliant Diamond. For what I'm going to understand, we're nearing the end of Brilliant Diamond. Like, we have the Elite Four, and then after that, there's a little post-game. We may finish it within the next couple of weeks, which I guess would be good because we got a lot going on, and we're probably going to need the time for other games. So, yeah, I'm pumped for it. I hope that you guys are, too. We got a couple contributions already. We have Soul Made Gone, that stupid, really dumb meme, with 100 kicks. And then we have 220 with 500 kicks saying we need to know if the Safeway picture is real. Now, here's the thing. I didn't know what on earth you guys were talking about yesterday because no one brought it up or explained it. All you had to do was tell me what was going on, and I would have been like, oh. So someone finally told me about it last night on the late stream. So here's what happened. Back, maybe probably a couple months ago. I'm not exactly sure when it was, but it actually wasn't recently. It was a bit ago. I was at the grocery store, and someone recognized me. And they said, hey, are you Dark Side Phil? I said, yup. And he was like, wow. The guy was actually like, how can I say? He almost seemed starstruck is the best way to describe it. Like, he couldn't believe that he was meeting me in person. To me, it's like, who cares? I'm no one. I'm just some dude who streams on the internet. Like, who gives a shit, right? But the guy was kind of like taken aback. Like, whoa, it's DSP. I can't believe it. Now, the guy was perfectly nice. And he was like, can I get a picture? I said, sure. So we posed or whatever. He took the picture. And then he just said, oh, man, it's so cool to catch you, in real life. And he says, all right, I hope that you have a good day. And that was it. Like, that was the entire interaction. And that was the end of it. So people ask me all the time, hey, did you ever run into people in real life who recognize you or whatever? And how did they react and how do you react? It was a perfectly normal, reasonable interaction. He was a nice person. I gave him a picture and that was it. Okay? To be honest with you, I was surprised that no one brought it up because I know how much people stalk my stuff on the internet and look for, oh, look, here's something to do with DSP, right? So it's been months, I think. I want to say this happened probably like June. I could be wrong. I think it was like earlier June. So for 2 months to have passed and no one found it, those crazy, obsessed trolls must be slacking to take this long to find it. But I guess people are saying they found this picture on the internet and now all of a sudden the detractors are talking about it. Why? I'm here on camera literally every day. You get to see me in full HD. Why does the picture matter? Are you fucking stupid? The answer is yes, you are. If you think that that picture is any different than when you see me here all day, every day, you're an idiot. You know what I mean? Like, huh? What? You're weird. You're a fucking obsessed weirdo. Anyway, so there was no problem at all. It was good. The guy, I give the guy props because he was very nice and very courteous. And after taking the picture, he just let me go on with my day. He didn't bug me or nothing. He was just like, all right. So there you go. And that's that. So that's it. Also, I got, of all things so weird, I got an email. All right? And the email says, so I saw the picture of you at the supermarket. And it says, I think your camera filter or your camera settings are bad because every day on camera, your face looks overflushed. Like every single day on camera, your face looks like it's red or irritated, but in the picture, your face wasn't red or irritated. Someone actually sent me this email, okay? So let me make a formal response, okay? I'm normal. I'm a normal person. Maybe many of you are not, if this is your reaction to seeing a very arbitrary picture of me on the internet, but I'm a normal guy. My skin isn't falling off my face, okay? I have normal reactions when people have normal reactions to me. Like, it's very normal. Honestly, kind of very boring, okay? I don't know what you were expecting, all right? But if you're wondering about my face, you say, oh, his face looks flushed. Like, right now I'm looking at my camera, and I would argue my face looks a little pink. Do you want to know why? Look at my room. What's going on in my room right now? There's lights. The lights shine on my skin. Hence, my skin looks a certain way because I have LED lights on in my room. So, of course, my skin looks a certain way here as composed or compared to me being out in the open in a grocery store where it's all the blinding white or blue light that they have to light the store. Of course, I'm going to look different. See, to normal people, literally normal people, would not have any kind of reaction to this entire situation. They'd just be like, oh, look, there's a nice picture of DSP at the supermarket. That's nice. And they would immediately move on. Instead, you guys yesterday kept like tagging, like saying and alluding to this picture in my chat without ever explaining to me what the hell you were talking about. Like it was some kind of a super secret or something. It was a picture I took with someone and I willingly gave them permission to take it. So why would I care that it's on the internet? This isn't some like covert thing. Like, what are you... All I'm going to say is a lot of people are freaking weirdos. Not the guy who took the picture. He's the most normal guy in this whole situation. He had a normal reaction. He saw someone who he knew from the internet. He thought it would be cool to have a picture. He was a little starstruck, but he was very courteous. And that was the end of the interaction. You guys are acting like this are fucking weirdos. Like acting like it's some big deal. Oh, your skin looks different. Yeah, it's called light. Did you ever hear of the concept of light? Here's the best way to explain it so you'll understand it. Right now I'm playing Dark Souls 2 with the path tracing mob. It makes the light ultra realistic. So when you're in a room with no light, you can't see. When you're in a room with colored light, things are that color. When you're in a room with a certain kind of white light, everything looks white, right? That's called lighting. It's a concept most people get when they're a child. So yes, my skin looks red right now because I'm surrounded by red lights that are blinking in my room. Anyway, people are really weird. I just don't understand it. Very bizarre. But there you have it. That's the story. That's not a story. And by the way, like I said, if anyone ever, sees me in real life and just says hello and wants a picture, I have never said no. There's been a couple times people have actually asked me to autograph stuff. Now, that was ages ago. Like, a normal person today wouldn't ask me to just autograph something out of the blue. But back in the day, if I was, like, at a tournament or a gaming convention, they'd ask for my autograph, and I would always give it because I'm honored. That's nice that someone thinks that you're important enough that they want to actually, like, take a picture or get an autograph. I would never say no. The only time I would say no is if there was a real reason. Like, I'm going into my car, and now you're trying to pull me out of my car to get a picture. I probably wouldn't do that. Maybe I'd roll the window down. You can take a picture of me in the window. You know what I mean? But outside of just normal interactions, it's fine. It's good. I'm happy for it. So, there you go. All right. So now we have shout-outs to do. We have Soulmade Gone, who did 200 more kicks. Again, the stupid meme. By the way, you know that my wife isn't gone because you heard her in videos and stuff recently. You know that she's here. And then we have 500 kicks. Oh, I already answered. This was the 220. I already did that one. Some random Gator fan has gifted 10 memberships over on YouTube. Thank you to some random Gator fan. Thank you so much. That is 30 bucks of support for this morning. And congrats to anyone who just got a gifted membership. That is great. And I hope that you enjoy. Okay. Big Larry Gaming, thanks for $1. He says, is it true your fans don't like Splatoon or that you dislike it? Is it the art style or gameplay? Raiders has been a lot of fun. No, I like Splatoon. The original Splatoon, okay? I played a lot of. Go back, you can watch. I made a ton of videos on it, right? And the one major criticism I had, well, there were two. Number one was that a lot of the matches were kind of laggy, and that's annoying because it's a competitive game, and if it's laggy, you can't really do stuff realistically. You know, remember, you're trying to cover areas with the paint or whatever it is, the ink, and how are you supposed to do that when it's lagging, right? But the other thing was, I didn't like the format of the multiplayer because the way that they did it was that, like, every half an hour or every hour, I forget what it was, it would change the maps and modes you could play. You couldn't control it. Like, it would pick what you're playing for you. And I always thought that was weird. And it was a way for them to pad the content of the game by saying, oh, look, because it's a limited time, you can only play certain maps and certain modes. It extends the length of the game. Because if anyone could just pick any mode whenever they wanted, you would see the entirety of the game within an hour, and then you'd be bored. Right? But overall, I liked it. I found it addictive, and I did play it for a while. Okay? Then Splatoon 2 came out, and I'm pretty sure I played that for a good amount, but not as much, and I thought it was all right. When Splatoon 3 came out, which was many years ago at this point, I bought the game, I booted it up, and I played it for an entire 2 hours. By the end of the 2 hours, the entire stream told me it was the most boring thing they had ever seen and to stop playing it and immediately do something else. And I was like, are you for real? And they're like, yeah, it's just too boring. It's more of the same. It's the third time it's the same game again, and we just don't want to see it. This is kiddie stuff. You know, whenever I play a Nintendo first-party game, they're like, oh, it's kiddie stuff. It's not good. So I said, all right, well, I feel like I wasted money. And keep in mind, this was before I started doing much better for myself, so it was kind of an investment that was a wasted money, and I was miffed at it because I had thought that people were going to want to see it, and they didn't. So I stopped playing it. I never played it again. Okay? So that was that. So here we are. There's a new Splatoon. Why do I care? You guys have already, through your actions and your words, told me how much you don't like it. So why would I want to buy the new Splatoon and play it? I'd be an idiot. To be honest with you, it's making absolutely no waves whatsoever. Because I'm following all the gaming trends and everything. No one's talking about Splatoon. No one. It's just the Nintendo fans, as usual. Oh, look, another console exclusive for us to play. So the Nintendo people are abuzz about it because there's literally nothing else to do on Switch 2. But outside of that, no one cares about Splatoon. Okay. Kane says, Splatoon has fallen into the same trap Pokemon has. It becomes so iterative, it starts to feel lazy. Same thing again, which is ironic from a series that was once called Fresh. If you remember, when Splatoon first came out, okay, it was actually innovative. It was an interesting take on multiplayer because it wasn't about killing your enemies. It was about covering the screen with ink, which was actually an interesting take. What game had ever done that before, right? Pretty much none. And also, if you remember, the physics of the ink were kind of unique and different from other games. It was cool to see this physics of this ink, like, going everywhere. I agree with you. But since Splatoon 1, what really has changed? There's some new weapons, new maps, a few new modes, but it's the same game over and over. How many times do you want to play Splatoon? You know, if you got addicted to the formula, you're probably happy when a new one comes out. But for most of us, it's kind of like, we already played it. You know, I don't really need to buy it again. Okay. All right, I got a $2 tip. This person said, my chair's sunk into the mat. You know what happens when this office chair sinks into a certain spot of the map and it feels like it's depressed in there? It's annoying. Try to get to reposition here. Okay, so this person tipped $2, says, how do you feel about the majority of your Kick audience enjoying you on an ironic level the same way someone enjoys a bad movie? Are you okay with being enjoyed but not the way you intend? I don't care as long as it's not toxic or harmful. You know what I'm saying? Like, I understand you can't make everyone like you. And there's nothing you can do about it. I learned to accept that a very long time ago, and I stopped trying to make everyone like me a long time ago. The way I see it is, you should listen to constructive criticism from those who are actually seeking to help you improve and or those who support you. and everything else is just white noise. You know what I'm saying? Everything else is literally just nonsensical white noise that you don't need to listen to. So, yeah, it's crazy. Like, the Kick chat usually moves 10 times faster than the YouTube chat, but it's a lot of trolling. It's a lot of insults. It's a lot of dumb memes. I allow it to happen simply because, number one, it would be too much work to moderate the damn thing. And number two, I get paid for it. I make money on people who sit in Kick chat all day typing nonsense. I actually get the Kick Partner program, so why would I program? So it's enjoying you on an ironic level the same way someone enjoys a bad movie. Are you okay with being enjoyed but not the way you intend? I don't care as long as it's not toxic or harmful. You know what I'm saying? Like, I understand you can't make everyone like you, and there's nothing you can do about it. I learned to accept that a very long time ago, and I stopped trying to make everyone like me a long time ago. The way I see it is, you should listen to constructive criticism from those who are actually seeking to help you improve and or those who support you, and everything else is just white noise. You know what I'm saying? Everything else is literally just nonsensical white noise that you don't need to listen to. So, yeah, it's crazy. Like, the Kick chat usually moves 10 times faster than the YouTube chat, but it's a lot of trolling. It's a lot of insults. It's a lot of dumb memes. I allow it to happen simply because, number one, it would be too much work to moderate the damn thing. And number two, I get paid for it. I make money on people who sit in Kick chat all day typing nonsense. I actually get the Kick Partner program, so why would I be angry about that, right? Now, like I said, if it gets to the point where it's really bad personal insults, where it's things that just aren't allowed, like racism, sexism, doxing, I can't have that in the chat. But in general, I just allow it to roll and don't really care that much, and it's fine. I understand that I'm never going to win over those people, right? They're never going to like me, so I don't care. To be honest, you know that most of the people in Kick chat are from Kino Casino. That's how I originally started getting exposure on Kick, and that's who originally started watching me. So the funny part is, though, I absolutely have had my audience grow. If you actually take a look at it, like when I started streaming on Kick, in general, I get 50 to 70 viewers. Now, on average, on a day, like, I'm just curious, what are we doing right now? I got 153 viewers. I've doubled my viewership. I have literally doubled my viewership on Kick since I started streaming on Kick. That's cool. I certainly can't say that about YouTube, but on Kick, I actually had some growth. Now, it is a lot of toxic, negative people, but it's still growth. So, who am I to complain, right? Again, I don't mind it, and I've already said it, that if you want to troll me and you want to be with that rowdy crowd, Kick is the place to do it. Just don't go too far. We can't have insanely personal insults about my wife and family members. You can't be bringing up shit like that. You can't dox. You can't say the N-word. People just, you give an inch and they take 10 miles, right? Oh, Phil's not moderating the Kick chat? Let me go in there and just type the N-word 17 times. No, you can't do that. Really stupid people, right? But, you know, as long as you're in there and you act at least semi-decent. And the thing is, some days, the Kick chat's nice. I'll be honest, some days it's actually quite pleasant. They actually have a lot to add. They say nice things or whatever. And yes, there are people on Kick who are supportive. I get kicks, I get subs, right? I do. So it is worth it 100% to have the Kick chat. It is. All right? Cool. Okay. Let's see here. Kane is a member for 8 months. Thank you, Kane, for the 8 months as a member. He says, did you see Toy Story 5? It's surprisingly good and topical. No, I did not. I would like to see it eventually, but I'm probably not going to see it anytime soon. I don't have Disney Plus either, so even when it hits there, I ain't going to see it right away. Wibbly, thanks for 100 kicks over on Kick. I appreciate the support. Wibbly. And got a first super chat here of the day. It's from Little Zeno. It's £5. He says, what's your favorite game this year? Wow. Interesting and tough question. Give me a second here. Let's figure out what the value of your super chat is first. It is $6.72. Thank you, Little Zeno, for that. Let's get that up on the leaderboard. $6.72. Thank you, thank you. Up to 48 already. What a great head start on, on our milestones today to open some packs. We got to figure out what packs you guys want me to open today, because we got options. In fact, we might do a poll to determine what cards we should, interact with today. Adam Outlaw, how are you? Good to see you. So, in regards to the games that I've played this year, right? The best way for me to go about answering a question like that is very simply to go to my playlist tab on my channel and to see what games actually I played this year. So, RimWorld, Quarantine Zone, Hytale Early Access, Hollow Knight, High Guard, Dredge, Terminator 2 No Fate, Sharks and Minnows, Dragon Quest VII Reimagined, Hellmart, Crizzle Theater of Souls, God of War Sons of Sparta, Deadlock, Marvel Cosmic Invasion, Marathon, Resident Evil Requiem. Let's see, Slay the Spire 2, Mugenics, Crimson Desert, Pokemon Fire Red, Retro Rewind, Pokemon Champions, Invincible Versus, Mouse PI for Hire. See, I'm doing this because I forgot half these games. I forgot, like, Mouse PI, great game. I forgot all about it. Pragmata, I forgot about that one. That's a good one. Sorrows, Vampire Crawlers, Directive 8020, The Baby in Yellow, Lego Batman, Legacy of the Dark Knight, TCG Card Shop Sim, 007 First Light. I forgot we even tried Subnautica 2. I really did. Castlevania Symphony of the Night. Part 1 is already dead. That's great. Seventh Guest Remake, Pokemon Brilliant Diamond, which we're playing right now. Resident Evil Code Veronica X, Mino the Hollower, Killer Beans, Star Fox Remake, Dark Souls 2 with Ray Tracing, Assassin's Creed Black Flag, Power World 1.0, Marvel Tokens Beta, and Final Fantasy VI Pixel Remaster. So, the problem is, I can't judge on games that we haven't finished, but like, for example, I'm loving Pixel Remaster. I think Final Fantasy VI Pixel Remaster is a really great version of the game. So that's going to be up there for me, obviously. Obviously, Resident Evil Requiem, everyone's going to say, yes, that game is absolutely awesome. They love to be playing it. I liked both Slay the Spire 2 and Vampire Crawlers. It's a shame the audience doesn't really like those, but I loved them. Let's see. I would say, obviously, I love Hollow Knight, but that's not a new game, but I loved it. You said, what games this year did I like? Hollow Knight, I really enjoyed. Let's see here. Oh, both Mouse PI for Hire and Pragmata were both surprise wins for me. I went into them not knowing what to expect, and I actually really liked both of those games. really great version of the game. So I would say, obviously, I love Hollow Knight, but that's not a new game. But I loved it. You said, what games this year did I like? Hollow Knight, I really enjoyed. Let's see here. Oh, both Mouse PI for Hire and Pragmata were both surprise wins for me. I went into them not knowing what to expect, and I actually really liked both of those games. Um, confirm that, because now that I've said that, let me go over there and check the PSU and see if anything's happened with it, and then I'll be right back, okay? Let's see. It's warm, but it looks fine. Showing is working. Look, everything's showing is the right wattage. Yeah, I don't see any problem. I don't see any problems with it. This is bad. Okay. I mean, I could unplug and replug the text. There are extra slots. I don't know. I need my flashlight. Okay. Ow. So, everything looks fine. I'm going to get my flashlight because there's other sockets that I'm not using on the PSU that I could swap around and test. You know, you might say, maybe the socket on the PSU is messed up. I don't know. But I need to test it. But I can't see. I need a flashlight to look at it. Yeah. This just sucks. Like, I hope, if this PC's shot, I can't stream gameplay. Like, there's no way I can stream and capture and play on the same PC. That's why I need a dual PC setup, you know? So I hope this thing's not fried. That's gonna suck. If it's fried, then I have to somehow not only get a new PC, but then I have to find a way to get my entire setup cloned to the new PC. And that was not easy to do. Like, I had people helping me do that when I did it a year and a half ago. I don't know how to do it myself. I don't know. I don't think it's the video card, because the video card has power, and like I said, other things don't. Like, why does the Roland not have power? Why does the Stream Deck not have power? That doesn't seem to make sense. Right? Alright, let me grab my flashlight, look at it. I'm going to see what port, or what socket the actual computer's plugged into. I'm going to see if I can swap it to another one and see what happens. Okay, give me a second here. Okay. So, see, can't tell what's constant and what's not. It doesn't show. You think they'd all be constant. It's got to be one of these two. The only thing I can think of is try to unplug and put it into another socket. That wasn't it. Okay. the same thing. It's not, you can tell it's not the video card. It's not the RAM. I think it's the motherboard. I think the motherboard is a piece of shit. It always was. I think we're in big trouble. The reason I say it, so I changed sockets entirely on the PSU. It's not a PSU, it's the UPS, Universal Power Supply, right? Or, oh no, Uninterrupted Power Supply, that's what it is, UPS, Uninterrupted Power Supply. So, I changed sockets for on it from one to a different one. That all the lights, of course, that were on turned off, then they turned on again. It's not the sockets of the UPS at all. Okay, it's not. I basically turned off the power supply, turned it on again, turned on the PC again, pressed the power, and here's what's turning on. The light on the video card turns on. It's a little red light. That turns on, so that's getting power. The RAM lights up and is looking like a rainbow. So the RAM's obviously getting power. The mouse is lit up. The keyboard light is on. Okay? But the other things aren't. Like the Roland Bridge cast, no power. The Stream Deck, nothing. And the motherboard, nothing seems to be happening with the motherboard at all. Okay? The fans aren't turning on. The fans aren't lighting up. Normally that's what would happen. If I press the power button, the fans would turn on and light up and start moving. Okay? Nothing is happening. So it makes me feel like maybe the motherboard, because how could it be the power supply if other things are getting power? If the power supply were dead shot, nothing would be lit up at all, right? Like nothing would be getting power at all, right? So I think it might be the motherboard. Look at motherboard fault indicators. LEDs will be certain colors that tell you what's wrong. Where would that be exactly? Is there a light flashing anywhere on the motherboard? I don't know. I'll check. No lights here. No lights here. No lights at all on the motherboard. Nothing. When I hold it, nothing. I think the motherboard fried. I think the motherboard fried. 100%, I think the motherboard is fried. The buttons don't even do anything. Let me see. Okay. That works. So here's the deal, okay? It's funny, people are just like, your room sounds like a jet engine. Yeah, because when you don't hear it because of the filters on the mic that I have, but I have the air conditioner on right now, and I have the ceiling fan, and I have the other oscillating fan on. That's what you hear. So it's always, being air conditioned in here, and you can't hear it because of my filters. Okay, so anyway, um, here's what's going on. The PC is plugged in, okay, and the only light that I see on is the red light on the graphics card is on. And I believe that means that it's powered. That's what the red light is for, to tell you there's power going to the graphics card, right? So then if I press the power button on the motherboard, the lights on the RAM turn on, and that's it. Right now, my mouse is plugged in and it's glowing. My keyboard is glowing. My monitor says no signal, but that's plugged in somewhere else. And my capture device is glowing. So that those devices seem to be getting power. Okay? But only when I push the power button on the motherboard. Outside of that, if I push the power button again, nothing happens. If I press restart, nothing happens. So the motherboard is essentially unresponsive. I think it's the motherboard. I think the motherboard fried. And I don't know how to fix that. I don't think you can. If the motherboard is fried, it means that basically when I bought this PC a year and a half ago, off Amazon, it's a piece of junk, which I kind of figured, because remember I was having problems with the motherboard with having multiple cameras plugged in and they were having issues turning themselves off and shit. I think the motherboard itself is messed up. Yeah. And no, there is no computer. I don't know of any computer shop. I'd have to check, but I'm not aware of any computer shop near me to take this thing to. Try plugging it directly into the wall with all devices unplugged. What we're trying to do is we're trying to narrow it down to make sure it's not the PC, right? That's what we're trying to do. By the way, whoever did super chats, thank you. Looks like I got $4.31. I didn't get to see it, obviously. All right, so step one should be what? Unplug this thing from the PSU and plug it directly into the wall and see what happens. No, the PSU is obviously the power supply. The UPS is the backup. I know, I was saying the wrong things. If you want the make and model of my motherboard and stuff, use the PC command in chat. The PC command should have all the stats. It should link you to the picture that has all the stats on my computer, but I don't know if it has the motherboard. Unplug it from the wall for a few minutes and then try again. So you just think I should just unplug the PC entirely from any power for a few minutes, then plug it in and try again? No, nothing's working. This was the PC boot up. It won't. It won't boot up. Nothing. Half the things don't turn on when I press power. Like I said, only the RAM glows, and the graphics card has a red light on it indicating it has power. I don't think it's turning on, though. The mouse has power, the keyboard has power, and the capture device has power. But none of the fans turn on. The lighting of the fans doesn't turn on. Obviously, nothing else is working. Nothing else is powered up. So, no. Red GPU light means missing GPU power. How could it have a red light if it has no power? How does that make any sense? Power cycling. Unplug for 30 seconds. Don't use any devices between the PC and the wall. Rule out gremlins in the hardware. Alright, so I'm just going to completely unplug the PC from any power for a minute or two. We'll talk, and then we'll go back. Okay, let me do that. Let's do this. Okay. Okay, so that's unplugged. Let's see what this is. Printer? No, that's it. That was the printer. Yep. Okay, so I can do that. Okay, well, wait a minute. Oh, we got a problem here. Guess what? Now I can't see the stream. I can see the stream on my phone. I can't see the stream over here because it needs power. It's actually the capture device is how I was seeing the stream on this monitor. Now I can't see it on this monitor because it's hooked up. I'd have to bypass the capture device and plug that directly into this monitor to see. Anyway, so the PC is completely unplugged from any power right now. All right, we'll let it sit there unplugged from any power for a bit. Then we'll plug it back in. Cat's PC doesn't work. Cat's PC was brick. We tried to run all the Windows updates and everything on it last year, and when we did that, it bricked the PC. It won't even boot. So hers has been dead for ages. Yeah, the PC's not working. Here's the deal. Right in the middle of streaming, it turned off. Okay? So then I restarted it, tried to restart it. Only the RAM lights up. There's a red light on the graphics card that lights up. There was power going to the mouse and keyboard and to the capture device, and that's it. So other devices were getting no power at all, and it wouldn't turn on, and the fans won't turn on, and the lighting on the fans won't turn on. So it sounds like either a power supply or a motherboard failure, but I'm not sure what. It's weird that certain devices were turning on and not others. Like, the capture device was passing through and allowing me to see the stream over here. Like, it was letting my gaming PC show up over here, and I was able to, like, watch the stream and everything on there. So the power was working perfectly through this, you know, motherboard and through this power supply to the capture device. So why is that working perfectly, but then other things weren't turning on? I don't know. I'm not a technical guy. I don't get it. Six hybrids and low power devices will power up. No blue screen. The PC just turned off. Dead turned off. It basically did exactly what it did last week. I told you, last week I was uploading a particular episode of DSP Pack Rips. I don't know why it was this one episode, but this one particular episode, when I went to upload, the PC turned off. Why? Why did the PC just turn off? I don't know. And it kept doing it over and over just for this one episode of DSP Pack Rips. Should I plug it? So now, do you the guys think when I plug it back in, should I plug it directly into the wall, skipping the PSU? Not the PSU, the UPS, the uninterrupted power supply. Should I skip the UPS and plug this directly into the wall and try to turn it on and see what happens? Try that first? Okay, should I do that right now? It's been a minute or two. By the way, I'm nervous about how long the phone battery is going to last. I might have to figure out a way to run a cord across the floor and plug it into the phone so the phone doesn't die. Because kind of important that I can stream here to get your help, or else I'm not going to be able to do anything. Press the power button before you plug it back into anything. So if you hold down the power button, doesn't that completely free the charge or whatever? Hold the power button down for 10 seconds. All right, so I'm going to go hold down the power button for 10 seconds. It's not plugged into anything, the PC. Then once that's done, take the power cord, put it directly into the wall socket, then try to turn it on and see what happens. Hold it for 30 seconds. All right, so hold it for 10 to 30 seconds, then plug it into the wall, try to see what happens. All right, I'm going to do that right now. And like I said, if we can't get this working soon, I'm likely going to have to find a cord to run across to plug into the phone because I don't want my phone to die in the middle of us doing this. Okay. It's not plugged in, nope. All right, it's done with 30 seconds. Okay. That's the cricket back. Yep, okay. Okay. Then that's back. Exactly the same. Yeah, so the PC is now plugged directly into the wall rather than, I'm looking at the wrong camera. It's plugged directly into the wall rather than plugged into the uninterrupted power supply. All right. I held down the power button to make sure that, anything in there was cleared out. So I plugged it in, nothing. I flipped the switch. When I flipped the switch to turn on the power supply, the red light turns on the graphics card, and there's a green flicker. I think it's some of the LEDs or something. They flicker, and then they stop. Okay? Then nothing. So I pressed the power button, and the other devices turned on again. So the capture device turned on, the mouse, the keyboard, the RAM has lit up rainbow colors, and that red light is on again on the graphics card. That's it. Same exact thing as when it was plugged into the universal power supply. No response. The fans aren't on. No lights on the fans. The cooling isn't working. The water cooling didn't start working. None of that turned on. Okay? I don't have an old PC's PSU. Doesn't exist. Old PC is gone. All right? Old PC is not in the house. It was gotten rid of. There's no backup PSU here. Okay? No, I can't use my Rode portable mic because the Rode portable mic would have to plug into the phone, and that would drain the phone's battery. That's the problem. Just for a laugh, you want to see it? I'll bring you over there so you can see what I see. Okay? Yeah, the fans aren't spinning. Starshine Radiant says if the fans aren't spinning, it's 100% the PSU. The fans are not spinning at all. I'll show you. I'm going to show you right now. I'm going to bring you over there. Okay? Let's go together. Okay? So, you ready? Here it is. So as you can see, the RAM is on. There's a red light on top of the graphics card that's on. That's it. No fans on. Nothing is turned on. But everything plugged into the motherboard, like the keyboard, the mouse, the capture device is working, right? So that's what confuses me. All right. What's confusing me is that the stuff is like the capture device works. Because I'm seeing right now it's passing through the capture device, it's getting power, and it's working right now. It's going to my monitor. So the capture device is getting power through the motherboard. The keyboard and mouse are getting power through the motherboard. So could it just be the PSU? I don't know how to change a PSU. That's going to be interesting. So you guys saw what I saw. I'm not going to be able to smell the power supply. I don't smell anything burnt in here, but this room is so full of everything, you never tell. Well, here's the thing. See, nothing here says, end your stream, work on getting it fixed, start an earlier evening stream. If I end the stream, I can't fix it. I don't know anything about this. You guys have to help me. I don't know how to fix it. I can't go to a repair shop. I don't have a car. My wife's at work. She's not even home till 4 p.m. You know? And probably by the time she's home with a car, even if I find a repair shop, they're going to be closing. It could be the PSU, in which case I guess I should buy a PSU and try to get it here as soon as possible. The red light on the GPU means the PSU is fucked. Yeah, I definitely don't need a new PC entirely, I don't think. Something broke. Here's my problem, okay? If it's the PSU, I feel like I would be able to buy another PSU and install it myself, and we'd be fine. If it's not, if it's the motherboard, I'm screwed. I can't figure out how to remove all those components, reseat them in a new motherboard and everything. I'll never do that. Yak Almighty says, does your motherboard show any codes? I have no idea how the motherboard would show codes. There's no digital display on my motherboard. GT 500 just did $5. Says, does your motherboard show an error code? It would be on a digital display. My motherboard doesn't have a digital display. Neither of my motherboards have a digital display. I don't even know what you're talking about. Red light on the GPU typically means power delivery failure. See, here's the thing, because some people are like, oh, check the power cable on the graphics card. Why would that not make the fans work? At the very least, let's say the graphics card was malfunctioning. Why aren't the fans turning on? Right? That's a kind of a telltale sign, though, that the fans won't turn on. I don't smell any burn smell, but that doesn't mean anything. I told you guys I did notice that it smelled like last night and this morning it smelled musty in here. But it smells like that usually when there's like when the filter and the air conditioner is dirty, but I just cleaned it recently. Maybe it did. Maybe the power supply it did actually fry. I don't know. But again, it's weird that certain things have power. Like right now, the capture device is working. I'm looking at you on my monitor right now, talk. That's so weird. There's no micro centers out here. They don't exist. Open it up and check cables and things to see if they're loose. I don't know where the cables even are. I guess I could try. I guess what I could do again, unplug it, roll it out because it is on a stand, so I can roll it out and check cables and stuff and see, make sure nothing has been loosened in there or something. Why would I reseat the RAM? The RAM is turning on. The RAM literally has power right now. Okay, we're gonna have to try. Let's do this. Let's try this stuff you guys are suggesting. Let's go over there together. I'll roll out the PC. I'll take the side off. I'll unplug it, and we'll mess with stuff. We'll see if like the if the cables are loose or whatever. You guys should be able to hear me. The problem is the phone battery. Give me a second here. Phone stays on, and if not, then I have to plug it in to charge it. Right now we're okay, but over the course of the day doing this, we might have to have it plug in. I don't know what time it is. What time is it right now? It's 12:42. Okay, it's early. Good. Thank God this didn't happen last minute. By the way, today's DSP tries it. I ordered food. We got Rude Faucet. We already did that. We already unplugged it, held down the power button for 30 seconds, came back, and nothing happened. It's the same thing. So here's what I'm going to do, because this is what you guys are saying, right? So I'm going to head over. I'm going to unplug it again, make sure there's no power. I'm going to roll it out because it's on a stand. Take the side off, and I'm going to look for loose cables and things on there, right? Okay. Okay, let's go. I really think like I'm feeling it's the power supply because like I said, this happened last week when I was trying to upload a certain video. It turned off as well, and people were like, it's probably something to do with the power supply. Something's triggering it to turn off, and now it's finally it crapped the bed. I don't think it's the motherboard because how is other stuff turning on? That doesn't make sense to me. If the motherboard was completely fried or whatever, I don't think other things would be turning on. All right, so here. I can't... The power button does nothing now. The power button literally has no effect when I press it. Nothing. So I'm just going to flip the switch on the power supply to turn it off entirely. Okay, power supply is off. Now I'm going to unplug the PC from the wall. Okay. Okay. Oh, I unplugged the wrong thing. Shit. Okay. I accidentally unplugged the UPS. Oops. That's fine. It'll power back up now. Okay, so the PC is now completely unhooked from any power. Okay. I'm gonna roll it out. Which I gotta. Okay. So it's rolled out. Here it is. Okay. And no, there's no lights. That's reflecting the PC from the other side of the room. So here it is, and I guess what I got to do is try to figure out how do I access this stuff. Like, I don't know. I've never done this before. Where did I put the flashlight? Shoot. Hold on. Let me get the flashlight. Okay. So, see, there's all these cables. So I guess what I got to do is make sure all the cables are secure, not loose. The problem is, as you can see, the power supply is underneath here in its own, like, caged off area in this case. So I've never gone in there. I don't even know how to get into that area of the case. I don't know. I think it has its own door right here. Like, this thing right here is its own door. And then this is for the top. So this is the top. This is the bottom of the case. So I guess if I take out the PSU, this is, I have to just remove it from the bottom, and it goes into its own, like, little cage thing there. So I don't even know where to start. What do you guys think? What cables do I start to check here? Right? Yeah, it's thumb screws, so it's easy. So should I check the cords coming out of the PSU? Should I check the cords going into the graphics card? Like, what am I checking here? How do I make the chat bigger? I want to make the chat bigger. I have no idea how to do this on here. I have no idea how to do this. I've never done streaming from the phone before. So I have no idea how to make the chat to be different position. It sucks. I want to get it in a different spot and I can't. Cable going into the graphics card. Press the graphics card into the motherboard. Probably something loose. I know how to open the case. What I'm saying is I don't know what cables to check. Here. Because see on the back, I can take the top off and get into this part, or I can take the bottom off and look at the PSU. Here, let me unplug the power cable from the PSU too. Get that out. It's not getting power anyway. It's already not even plugged in, but there you go. Let's see here. Because if I take these off, this should open the bottom, and I should be able to see the PSU. I've never done this before. I've never taken this part off. Yeah, look, there it is. So it is a Kratos Gold 750G. See that? A Kratos Gold. Woo-hoo. Probably not even good. Oh my god. This is a mess. This thing is fucking ridiculous. It's got 1 million cables. Just look at this. Look how many cables are going into this. Look at that. There's a giant wad of cables in there. So I don't know what to look at. Like, there's a million fucking cables. I don't know what's what. None of them look loose or anything. They all look fine. I don't know if I can get into this from the other side. I don't know how it works. You might be able to. This is a mess. Luckily, this case comes apart with the screws easily. You just use the hand screws to take the side off the case. This top one is stuck. Great. There we go. Oh, man, that was on tight. Okay. So I think the whole side, yeah, easily comes off the case like that. Oh, my God. So the problem is now all these cables are going to get pulled when I turn this thing. Oh, and this fucking thing's in the way. God damn it. Get out of there, piece of shit. This is a pain in my ass. I don't know what I'm going to do. I think I just need a new PSU. Oh, my PSU had all kinds of shit. It says silent mode, on, off, and it's set to on. I don't even know what that means. And it had a button that said RGB lighting. I didn't even know it had that button at all, so I've never done anything with that. I don't know if that affects anything there. I've never touched those things. Yeah. I don't know if they actually do anything. Huh. So now, taking a look at this, okay, now it seems I actually have access to the PSU and all the cables. So see, this is the cable management they did, is they got the wires all going here. It's all managed on the side of the case. I don't see any loose cables or anything. Everything looks fine here. Like, why would I mess with any of this? How could this possibly be loose, you know? It looks fine. I don't know. I'm not swapping PSU from the gaming computer. The gaming computer works. I'm not fucking with that. That'd be crazy to break that one. Kurt, what are you saying, Kurt? I need help, and he's trying to help. The 12V rail is dead. You need a new PSU. That PSU is a piece of junk. I don't even know how to look at the connect. People are saying he's not looking at the connections. Where are they? Where do you see the fucking connect? There's so many cables. There's no way you could see anything plugged into anything. It's too much of a Medusa mess. I can't tell. That's the problem. Check the end of the wires plugged into the GPU and into the motherboard. So forget about the stuff plugged into the PSU there. Go into the actual computer and check the connections to the motherboard and PSU. Okay. Not powerful enough PSU, I'm being told. It was too weak. Get one that's gold rated. This one is gold rated. This says it's a 750 gold. This says Kratos Gold P1A 750G. So apparently this was a gold rated PSU. Can I use the rear camera? There you go. There's the rear camera. I just realized I had it. So, yeah. Here is the PSU. It's got a Medusa, a bunch of cables here. As you can see, it's all big Medusa cables. So I guess what I'll do, forget this. I'm going to put the back on. I'm going to go inside the PC and look at the connections plugging into the PC. That's what I'll do. So let me get the stuff back on. Let me get this side back on. I really hope it's the PSU. So, what's funny is this PSU had these things. Look, it says silent mode and RGBs. I never knew that was on there. It says silent mode on. I don't know what silent mode means. I'm going to turn it to off because could that have affected something, right? Like, could silent mode have made that it was running at like a lower capacity or it wasn't cooling properly? Like, I don't know. It's not hot or anything. I don't know. Silent mode. You ever heard of a silent mode for a freaking PSU? I haven't. Okay. So I turned off silent mode. Stupid. And RGB lights. Like, this doesn't even do anything. Who even knows if this affected anything, right? Like, I don't know. All right. So here's what I am going to do. I'm going to check on, I guess, the connection of the wire to the graphics card. Right? I can't see where the motherboard plugs in. I think right there, maybe that right there is where it plugs in. So maybe I gotta check that, and I gotta check this. Maybe those are the two. And I see up there, there's some too. So just check all these wires here to make sure none of them are loose. I don't think they are. They look fine. And I haven't moved the PC, so it doesn't make sense that any of that would affect anything, but I'll check. Okay? All right. I'm trying to position my flashlight, and it won't do it. It won't just position so I can see. Okay. The PSU is dead. You have a short on the main power rail, says someone. All right. I think I'm gonna buy a new PSU. I'm gonna need your guys' help to figure out which one to buy. I'm gonna buy a new one and try to rush ship it here today so I can do this because I can't stream with no PC, obviously. Right? So here we are, right? So, I mean, why would this be loose? It's not. It's plugged in fully. From what I can see. Nothing wrong with it. It's in there securely. These are fine. Yep, these are fine. This is fine. These here plug in right here. Those are in. Those aren't loose. Those are in all the way. Secured. Up here, this thing, this is in right. But here's my problem. All right, this is going to be the problem. If I buy the PSU, I have absolutely no idea how to get these wires to do this again. Because this PSU, to take it out, I think it's connected hardwired to the wires, right? So I'm going to get a new PSU. I'm going to have no effing clue how to reconnect any of these wires. That's going to be my nightmare. Enough with the discharge static. There's no static. Unplug the GPU cable and try to turn the PC on. Dude, how am I going to do that? You want to see if it's the GPU is the problem, right? You want to see if I unplug this, I plug the power back in, if it'll turn on with no graphics card. Motherboards have onboard graphics. Yeah, but it's not plugged into that. That's the problem. The onboard graphics would be up here. Yeah. I'm being told this motherboard does not have integrated graphics. It has an HDMI port up there. It does. Gee, thanks for the $5 super chat. Talking about a micro motherboard from Micro Venus, yes. So I don't know. Like I said, this seems fine. This would be the power cord for the graphics card right here, right? I don't even know how to unplug it. Like, I wouldn't even know how to go about it. I feel like a little notch down here. But I don't know if that gets it out. I have no clue. I don't even want to unplug it because I don't know how. You know? It seems like it's in there very secure. No problems. Okay? It's tight as hell. I don't know how to unplug it without breaking it. I don't want to do it and break the fucking card. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know, guys. I don't want to mess with it. I don't want to pull this and break it. If I order a new PSU, which I'm probably going to end up doing, I don't know how to hook it up. because all these cables are hardwired to it, which means I'm gonna have to run new, like this cable would be from a new PSU. I'd have to run that myself, right? And I would have to unhook this. I'd have to run it up the back over here, these cables to go into the motherboard. I don't know how to do that. Yeah, you're right. I probably want to order a PSU. Let me hook everything back up one more time. All right. Now that we've done this. Let me see if it works. I know it's not going to, but just for the sake of it, let's see if it works. If it doesn't, I'm going to have to go rush order a PSU. I don't know if I can even get one here today. Probably not. But I'm going to see what's available. I have to find a good one. You guys got to tell me what's a good one for this. You know, I don't know. I don't know any of this shit. Okay, get this back on. Now it's definitely been powered down for a while. Okay, so I'm gonna now hook it all back up. Okay. Gotta roll it back into position here. Oh man, what a pain in my ass. Fuck this thing. Okay. This dumb fucking thing. Ugh. Okay. I gotta find the power cable. I don't know where it is. I don't see it. Okay. So, you saw what just happened, right? I just turned on the power and it flashed. Okay? So here's what happens when I push the power button. Ready? Oh, the fans are turning on. The fan's turning on. That didn't happen before. That's a good sign. The red light is off on the GPU. That's a good sign. So what's going on? It's working. It's booting. Guys, it's booting. It's booting. I don't know why. It's booting now. Could it have been a loose cable on the GPU and I touched it and it fixed it? Yeah, I just booted up. It totally booted up. It's working fine. Give me a second here. I don't get it. And the thing is, like, I don't get it. The PSU, you think the PSU is dying. People are saying, we think the PSU is dying. You're probably right. Keep in mind, the PSU was set to silent mode, and I have no idea what that means. Silent mode? What is a silent PSU mode? Right? Like, it doesn't even sound right. It sounds like it shouldn't have been set to that. It almost sounds like it was on like a power management cycle or something that it shouldn't have been on. Silent mode means it tries not to use a fan and it gets hotter. That doesn't sound like anything that I want. I want it to be cool. You know what I'm saying? That sounds like it was a bad idea to even have that in the power supply. What a nightmare. It's power management. That's stupid. I turned it off. I didn't know it existed, so I turned it off. It's working now, by the way. I'm trying to get it set up right now. So, okay. I mean, yeah, I definitely learned something. I had no idea, like you guys just told me, I had no idea that the red light on the graphics card meant that the graphics card was malfunctioning, didn't have power. Now I learned that. That's something new that I need to remember. So I'm curious. Let me see here. Should I get a new power supply? You guys think I should just get a new one anyway? Oh, should it be like a lot of watts? Should it be like 1,000? You see what they go for. Corsair, Asus. They go for like 150. I could get them for tomorrow. I could get one for tomorrow. I don't know what one to get. I'm going to need recommendations. There's a bunch of brands. I don't know if 1,000. Should I get the 1,000? PSU. They're all overnight. Nothing comes today. They all come overnight, so I would have been boned if this didn't work. Hopefully it doesn't turn off again. I mean, there was a few, like the Corsair would have come today, but it's very expensive. I probably should get one. Seasonic? Seasonic is the best brand. I have to look into that. Seasonic is the best. Seasonic. Let's see. Here it is. Here they are. They got them. Yeah, there's a ton of different models. premium Japanese connectors. Oh, good. Thank God it's got those Japanese connectors. All right, here's what we're going to do. I'm going to stay broadcasting here. Let me set up the other stream. I think I can resume... Technically, I can resume the other stream from where it was. No, I don't want a Corsair 750, 850. I have a 750 now. If I'm going to buy a power supply, I want a better one. I want one that's more powerful. Yeah. Okay, let me get set up here. I was going to say, luckily for me, it should restore all my shit because it closed, it crashed like that. Okay. Okay. Yeah, we may be able to resume the original stream. We may actually just be able to resume that one. Which is great if that's the case. Let's see. Because I never ended that stream, so technically they should let me resume it. Oh, that's crazy. I could probably stream twice at the same time. Yeah. I could be streaming twice at the same time. I could be streaming here and on the other stream at the same time. No way. All right, hold on. Let me see if we can do... That's insane. Let's do that. Let's do a double stream. Double freaking stream. Wow. All right. Oh, God, I hit my camera. That's way off. Okay, hold on. Damn it. See, now, the problem with this camera is it doesn't adjust properly. It doesn't have auto adjust. So now the camera's all off. What time is it? It's actually not that late. We didn't really lose that much gameplay, so that's good. Yeah, the camera needs to go a little bit further that way. Nope. That way. Nope. Okay, that's pretty good. It's fairly centered. It's not perfect, but, I mean, I screwed it up. I hit it. Okay. Oh, man. Seasonic Platinum 1200 watts, says Kakumi. Crazy. What sucks is, because this was a mobile stream, first time I ever did it, it wasn't monetized. I got 16 bucks in super chats, but I couldn't monetize it. Yeah. So, what a pain. Hopefully the stream will not be a disaster, and hopefully the PC doesn't mess up again. I mean, honestly, what could it have been? Here's what we got to do. We got to figure out what that was. Was it simply that the power supply was was it the loose wire? Was there a loose wire to the graphics card? Could that have been it? Because I did touch the wire to the graphics card. It could have been that. It could have been that the stupid thing is set to silent mode, which means the fan isn't properly cooling it and it's overheating and turning itself off. I don't know. But I think I should probably buy a new power supply. But I don't, you know. Corsair, you like Corsair? What about the Seasonic, though? So either do Seasonic or Corsair is what I'm being told. Oh, Dark Side Chris, I know. I've lost an insane amount of weight. I'm down to... Well, actually, I started gaining weight again because I'm gaining muscle now. So I went all the way down to like around 160, but now I'm up to 165 again. And I haven't gained any weight, so I'm gaining muscle from working out now. So yeah, I've hit that level where I've lost enough, and now I'm gaining muscle mass. So that's great. Anyway, let's get the stream up and running. What a mess that was. Let me see if I can just resume the stream. I might be able to. And it might work. Let's find out if we can just resume this same stream. Here I am. So I think I'm here. I think I've resumed the stream. I'll resume on Kick. And we should, now I'm streaming I'm doing a double stream. This is amazing. This is groundbreaking technology. I'm streaming from my phone over here. I wonder if my speakers aren't working. Because I didn't hear that at all. Let's see. All right, I'm officially going to end my phone stream. For those who helped me with the troubleshooting, thank you. And that was awesome. Okay, let's see if I can end it. Yes. I said, okay, stop streaming. I wonder how that worked. I got 4 subscribers during that. Wow. Okay. And that actually didn't kill my battery too bad. When I started streaming, when I started that stream, I had like maybe 80% battery. It's only down to like 60. So actually my phone battery is not bad. It's pretty good phone battery, and the phone's old, and it didn't actually die. That's pretty good. All right, well, thank goodness I had that selfie stick. I don't think the volume's working on my speakers. Hold on. Let me test, because I couldn't hear anything there. Yeah, I've got no sound. I don't know why I have no sound. I got to figure that out. Maybe my speaker's unplugged. So hold on. Let me try to figure that out, or else I can't hear anything on the PC. Give me a second. You gotta be kidding me. It's way louder now. Shit. They may have just been unplugged. I think the speakers were unplugged. Let me test. The speakers were unplugged. Okay, we're good. All right, let's get everything set up here, guys. Sorry for, obviously, the technical issues. That wasn't intended. That was crazy. Completely unexpected. Because we didn't even finish the morning show. We don't know, like, what cards we're doing today or anything. What a mess. Okay. I got to also tell everyone that we're back up and running. By the way, that silent mode bullshit on the PSU, it's way louder now, which I'm okay with. Like, the PSU is way louder now, which it should be. Like, that PSU should have probably been running at max capacity this whole time, and it never was. It was running at, like, low-end capacity because there was a switch on it that says silent mode on and off. I turned it off. Now it's louder, but I can feel all kinds of air coming out of it. So the thing was running with no fan for a year and a half. In the middle of the summer, in the heat, it was running with no fan on. That's what was going on. I bet that's what actually happened. That the power supply was probably overheating and malfunctioning. I have absolutely no idea why there's a silent mode on it. Why do you want a silent mode on your PSU? Have you ever heard of such a thing? Obviously, I would never want that in any circumstance, right? Because now it's much louder. I'm serious. Like, before I couldn't hear the PSU. Now I hear it. And there's a fan on that's very loud on it, but that's fine. Like, I want that because it's probably going to keep it cool. Silent mode works great in low use settings like an office. Yeah, obviously, this is not what we want. It's high use. This thing's getting used constantly all day. You know? I bet it was malfunctioning. I 100% bet that it was malfunctioning and not working right. And that might be the cause of the issue. I'm probably still going to buy a PSU. By the way, thanks, guys. I see people supported. I'm going to do my best to shout out what I can. I can't see it all, which sucks. Anything that you guys supported, oh, I could see some of these. There was Little Zeno. That's what I was answering. Little Zeno, I was saying what my favorite games of the year were, and that's when the thing turned off. All right, so thank you. I see a couple of super chats here. All right, so here's what I'm going to do. Okay. Oh. Oof. I know my motherboard is cheap. The Okay. All right, here's what we're going to do. I got to pee really bad. So I'm going to go use the bathroom. Then I'm going to post up on X and on here that we're back. And then we're going to do some shout outs. We didn't finish the morning show. I'll probably do like a short video to explain what happened. So everyone knows. And I'm going to try, hold on. I got to try something quick. I want to try something really quick. The music obviously isn't working. We've got to turn that back on. Hold on. Okay. I just wanted to check one quick thing. Okay. All right. The music working again. There we go. I do think the PSU is malfunctioning. Let me use the bathroom. I'll post everywhere that I'm live again. Okay. We'll hang out for a little bit here and talk about what just happened and try to brainstorm. And likely I'm going to today end up ordering a new PSU because that was scary. And obviously I need to be able to stream and capture. And I mean, yeah, I could use my phone, but what am I going to do IRL, right? Okay. Give me a second. Let me go use the bathroom. I'll be right back. And then we'll talk about what just happened and go from there. Okay. In the meantime, here's what we'll do. You guys vote in a poll. What? That was not what I wanted. What cards do you want me to open today? Let's do a poll, okay? So you guys can figure that out. Okay. I almost guarantee you it's the PSU is my problem. Okay. All right, I'll be right back. I got to use the bathroom, then we will recap everything that just happened and figure it out. Okay. So more Lorcana. You guys want more Lorcana today? I'm okay with that. I want a better hit than Mickey Mouse, that's for sure. That Mickey Mouse hit was not satisfying yesterday. Okay, let's go ahead and post up that I'm live again, okay? Okay. All right. Yeah. All right, everyone ready? What a mess. Let's talk about what just happened. I got to do shout outs, update the leaderboard, and all this. Okay, here we go. Okay, everybody, so welcome to an impromptu video. Something just happened that was pretty scary. And I want to say thank you to everyone who, for the last 90 minutes, stuck with me there while we were trying to figure out what just went wrong and how to basically fix it. So for those who don't know, I've been having some PC problems recently. Last week, while I was trying to upload a particular episode of DSP Pack Rips, every time that I tried to upload the video, my PC would turn off completely. Just this one video. All the other videos for that day I tried to upload worked fine. The only way I could fix the problem was by taking that particular video, running it through a video editor to encode it differently, and then uploading it, and then it worked. Now, I thought maybe it was just some weird thing with one particular video that I was trying to upload. I didn't realize it was an underlying bigger issue. Okay, so what just happened was I was doing the DSP morning show, and you might notice if you see I'm going to upload it, it's going to be a much shorter episode today, and it's going to be a head scratcher because I'm right in the middle of the episode. I'm answering a question of what are my favorite games of the year so far. Okay, and as I'm telling my answer, my PC turned off completely. All right, now when it turned off and I tried to restart it, basically what happened was the keyboard, mouse, the capture device, and the RAM all got power. But the graphics card had its red light on, indicating that it was having a power failure or not getting enough power at all. And other devices weren't turning on, like the Roland Bridgecast, the Stream Deck, and the PC wasn't booting. The fans weren't turning on, neither were the lights on the fans. So I was staring at it like, what is happening? What is going on? You know, it was disturbing. So I tried unplugging everything, replugging, turning off the power supply, etc. It would not fix it all. It was the same thing over and over. So I actually broadcast from my phone for about 90 minutes, just under, like an hour and 15 minutes. And I actually used my selfie stick, which I haven't used yet, okay, to make this little tripod. And I was able to use this to walk around the office and show everyone exactly what was going on. And we were talking about it and troubleshooting, and it eventually came down to it's either going to be the power supply or it's the motherboard, right? It's one or the other. Is this the issue? Okay. I didn't think it was the motherboard, although it could have been, because I think the motherboard has had issues. For example, I tried to run 2 to 3 webcams, and sometimes the webcams all wouldn't run. They would turn themselves off, thinking maybe the motherboard can't get enough power. Who knows, right? So maybe it is the motherboard, right? But what we did is you guys helped me to basically walk through. You know, I pulled out the PC, I unhooked all the power from it, cycled it down by, you hold the power button to make sure there's no residual charge in there. And basically I opened it up and I just wiggled some of the power connectors. There was the one that plugged into the GPU. I kind of messed with that a little bit, and I touched all the other wires or whatever. And basically then I just closed it back up again. And I noticed on the PSU, the power supply unit, there was a switch that said silent mode, and it had been switched to on. Now, I haven't touched the back of that PC like that in a while. I didn't just recently touch it or anything to make that happen. It must have always been on silent mode. I don't know what that is, nor would I want that on. I don't care if it's loud or not. You know, right now, I already have all these filters and everything in my office. You can't hear my air conditioner on right now or anything. So even if it was louder, who cares? I want it to cool. I want it to run at maximum power and cool itself. So it might have actually been running at, sadly, a problematic setting with this switch that was turned to silent mode. I don't know if that meant that it wasn't cooling or not doing the right things. It might have not. So the weird part is I turned it off, okay? Hooked everything back up, okay? Went to turn it on. It works. And now here we are. It's working. It's broadcasting. It turned on perfectly fine. However, I'm listening, and the PSU is making more noise. I can hear the fan in there is louder. Okay? So, I know how stupid this sounds, but maybe that's the problem. Maybe it was actually, look at this idiot, get this guy out of here. Maybe it was a actual situation here where basically the thing was running at half capacity or limited capacity, and maybe that's why we were having problems trying to run the webcams last year, and the webcams were turning themselves off and stuff like that. Maybe. And the thing is, it would make sense that now would be the time it's affected because it's summer. It's hot. It's hotter in here than normal. I have the air conditioner on max blast or whatever. So because it's hot, stuffy air, maybe it was overheating. I don't know. Okay? Maybe it was because of the cables. Maybe one of the cables was loose. But, I mean, to be honest, I think I probably should get a new PSU because this is a 750 watt PSU. And people are looking at it and they're like, honestly, that's probably not good enough for what you have in the PC. You know, you have this graphics card that you're running and everything. It probably is underpowered. So likely what I'm going to do, I am going to probably buy a new PSU today. That'll come probably within a day or two. And I'm going to have to try to find time to get in there and hook it up. The problem is I don't know how to do it. I'm sure I'm going to have to take all the wires because the wires are connected to the PSU and there's tons of them, right? I'm going to have to snake them through the back of the PC and wire, you know, it's wired really nicely right now. There's good cable management because it was a pre-built. But I'm going to have to basically pull wires out and put these wires in to replace it or whatever. So, yeah, I don't know. So anyway, here's the thing. There's no guarantees that my stream will continue today. This PC could turn off at a moment's notice. It seems like, you know, that's it. The PSU must be the problem because I don't think it's the motherboard. If right now everything's working fine again, nothing fried on the motherboard, you know? I'm getting recommendations, either a Corsair or a Seasonic. So 850 watts would be better. 1,000 would be like ideal. I'll probably just get the 1,000. It's not that much more expensive than the 850. So we'll see. I'll have to look. And thank you. Assassin Gamer's giving me some recommendations right now. He says Corsair RM1000X or 850X, Seasonic Focus GX1000 or 850. Okay. So that's probably what I'm going to get. I'm probably going to get the 1,000. And I'm probably going to, at some point, the thing is, I'm not going to have time to do it this week. Maybe this weekend when I have my days off, maybe one of those days I can take like an hour, roll this thing out, open it. And by the way, I'll probably clean it too. I'll thoroughly clean the case and everything. And you know, get a new PSU in there and wire it. Hopefully one that doesn't have a silent mode, right? Silent mode. Stupidest thing I've ever heard of. So I'll look at that. But yeah, so if all of a sudden one of my streams turns off this week out of nowhere, if you notice the video just cuts out in the middle, that must be what's going on. And the good news is it's not the graphics card, it's not the RAM, it's not the expensive components. You know what I'm saying? If it's the motherboard or the power supply, those are cheap to replace. Well, I say cheap, it's a couple $100, but still, that's much better than if it were the RAM or the graphics card. Now you're talking insane money. Thankfully, it's not that. Okay? Because that would have been a nightmare. Now, let's do shout-outs because people actually had contributed when all that was going on. So there was about $16 of super chats that came in from this phone stream that I did. So let's go ahead and count that. Okay, I know it was around 16 bucks. Let's see here. I got a $1 tip from someone who was trying to shoot me emails to help, but I didn't see them, sadly. I'll read the emails later. And hopefully there'll maybe be some good advice there about specifically what was going on. Thank you for the $1 tip. Let's see here. We had Roar Dakota did a $1 super chat. Thank you to Roar for that. We've got Soul at 2 a.m. who did a $5 super chat and said that was very stressful. Now my anxiety is through the roof. Well, I'm sorry to hear that I accidentally and inadvertently caused you anxiety. Yeah, that's annoying that happened, and hopefully it doesn't happen again. But I probably should get a better power supply just to be safe if that already happened. It happened last week when I tried to upload a particular video. Then it happened randomly in the middle of a stream for no reason. I doubt that it's just a loose cable. You know what I mean? There's got to be some underlying problem. And so I think that another power supply is probably in my best interest. They're not that expensive. It looks like the 1,000 watt is between 150 $200 bucks. I'll probably just get it. And then I just need time to do it, but I'll probably will do that, and it probably makes sense. Martin Short busted a $14.04 Canadian super chat. Let's see what that converts to today. $10 exactly. So that means Martin Shortbus is the top super chatter of the day. Thank you, Martin. And he says, I missed it. Glad it was a potentially happy ending. Well, it's working now, but the thing is, you don't know what the cause was. Curious if you're posting a PC repair video on demand later. I love the IRL content. Good luck with the rest of the stream. Is the stream that I did live? I want to leave it live. It says it's still live, but I ended the stream. That's not good. I had ended that stream, but it's saying it's still live. Oh God, how do I end the stream? I ended it. I said, "Are you sure you want to stop broadcasting?" And I said yes. But according to YouTube, it's still broadcasting. How the hell do I get that stream to end so people can watch it on demand? Oh, it did end. It did end. Okay. Here, let me... See, what sucks is when I went live, it never asked me about anything, monetizing or anything, so I couldn't have ads run on it. Okay, it looks like it's working now. Let me refresh it. So that stream is available to watch on demand. It's about an hour and 17 minutes of me on my selfie tripod with my phone. And, yeah, if you want to watch it, it's not entertaining. It's just me trying to figure out what the hell's going on. I'm trying to read stream chat. It's like in my face when I'm trying to do it, which is pretty funny. Okay. So that's done. That's live. All right. So thank you to Martin for that. Did I update the leaderboard? I did, right? Yes, we're 81 of support. Thank you. Okay. Okay, so that's where we're at. So, you guys just voted in a poll, and you voted and said you want to continue on with the Disney Lorcana trading card. Yesterday, we opened 7 packs of Disney Lorcana Reign of Jafar. We only got 1 hit, and it was a $2 Mickey Mouse. I hope that today we'll do better. All right? So my apologies for the late start. We're going to get to gameplay in a minute because I want to play about 2 hours because we're doing DSP Tries It today. That's right. If you're not aware, we're doing DSP Tries It today. We're trying some stuff from Jack in the Box, including their new Philly cheesesteak, as well as a burger version of that. And I actually ordered one other thing just in case I didn't like any of that stuff. So, hopefully I do. But if I don't, we got other stuff coming too. All right. So basically, yeah, we got to play Dark Souls for a couple hours here before the food arrives. All right. So today we'll be doing this for milestones. We're at 81. We're almost to a milestone. When we hit $100, that's our first pack. Hit 150, that's our second pack. If someone does a $50 contribution, that's a pack, etc. I do have 3 Prismatic Evolutions packs for the bonuses if we did a $100 contribution or if we hit the 250 milestone. And FYI, I ordered more. Okay? I ordered more of the Prismatic Evolutions, and they're coming tomorrow. So we will have more of the premium packs for when we hit the $100 or 250 milestones there. All right? So those are coming too to continue on with those this week because it seems like people wanted the premium packs. Okay? So, yes, this is what we're doing today. You guys voted. We'll continue with the Lorcana box today. Okay. All right. I mean, is there anything else to talk about? Because this sucks. I mean, obviously, this threw my whole day into disarray. And now everything's kind of messed up. But I want to play Dark Souls. What's up, Game Boy? How are you? I know you were trying to talk to me for like 2 hours, dude. Obviously, technical issues. I couldn't respond earlier. I hope you understand. Okay. Sloppy Steaks thought that was entertaining. I'm glad it was entertaining for you. You got to understand, this is my livelihood. So, yeah, not being able to stream is pretty bad. And I'm glad that I got back up and running so quickly. However, not knowing the underlying cause of what happened is very scary. It could literally happen any moment. It could happen again. And that's disturbing. You know what I'm saying? Like, to not know what caused it is you know, it's dangerous and like shit. So I think I am going to order a new PSU and get it for this week, and probably this weekend try to install it. We'll have to see. Okay? What's hilarious is that people are like, you should have money. I do. Right now, I could order a replacement PC. Immediately, I could order one. The problem is not the money and the ordering. The problem is the setting up. Because if I order a replacement PC, I got to get OBS on there. Somehow, I have to migrate my stuff from here to that PC, right? And that's the nightmare. That's the huge amount of work that I don't really know how to do, you know? Now, when I did it from the old PC to this one, I was able to do a hard drive cloning thing, but I don't remember how I did it. People did help me to do it, but I remember it was like confusing, and at first we didn't know if it was going to work, but luckily it did. It allowed me to essentially just copy all my stuff over, so that way I was able to, you know, have the files transfer over and everything, which was nice. But, you know, I have all my stuff in a certain way on this PC, and I just bought it a year and a half ago. I don't want to have to set up a whole new PC again. We just did that, you know? That's the thing. It has nothing to do with money. The money is not the issue. The problem is the time and the setup and all that shit that I don't want to do again. We just did it, you know? Splatterson says just put the old drives from one PC into the other. Is it that simple? Just remove the SSDs and put them into the new one. It would just work? I don't know. Maybe it would. That's it. Yes, BattleDuck says use Samsung Magician, the tool that came with your Samsung SSD. So maybe that's what I would do. But the thing is, yeah, see, that's the challenge is that computer would be running on a new OS and everything. I guess maybe technically you're right. If I just swapped both SSDs, pure swaps, would it just work in the new PC, no problem? Like a pure one-to-one swap, just remove the ones from the SSDs from there, put them somewhere, and just pop the new ones in. All right, maybe it's not that big of a concern then. Because I was literally in my mind thinking, oh, I got to order a PC. Hopefully one could come today, but I doubt it would come today. It'd probably be a day or two to get one, you know? You have to understand, I went from a 10-year-old PC to this one. So in my mind's like, oh, it's going to be a big ordeal converting over because it's a different kind of hard drive and everything. It's not. I got everything I have is modern now, so I'm having like a heart attack for no reason. You're right. If I just bought a new PC right now, it would probably be a quick swap over. You're probably right. Okay. You're right. Swapping the SSDs would be faster than swapping the PSU because they're little sticks. I know. I've done it. Exactly. James says the most annoying part about changing the PSU is routing the wires. That's what I'm dreading. Because did you see the stream? It's like a big Medusa bed of snakes in there. And they did good cable management. You can see they tied them nicely and put them together. I'm going to have to undo those bundles. When a new PSU arrives, I'm going to have to undo those bundles. Ugh. All right. So, guys, thank you for the early support. Oh, hi, Jasper. Jasper Kitty just came in here. How you doing, buddy? You snuck up on me. How are you? He was asleep in the linen closet this whole time. He missed the whole ordeal. Because he probably would have been freaking out seeing me pull out the PC and everything. He just woke up. How's it going, buddy? So I'm going to go get my coffee. And we're going to play Dark Souls for about an hour or two. Because here's the thing. I ordered food for DSP Tries It. It's coming. And it's going to be coming in about 2 hours. So I only have about 2 hours to play Dark Souls today. That sucks that we just lost time, and obviously I apologize for that, guys. There's nothing I can do about that. I hope that you will enjoy and support the stream. I hope that we'll hit milestones and we'll be able to do some pack rips, but it is what it is. It sucks that this happened this way. You know, it's going to throw the whole stream into disarray here. So let's stop recording here. I'll go grab my coffee. We'll get set up. We'll play Dark Souls and continue on. Okay? Sound good? The linen closet, not living closet, the linen closet. It's the closet we store all our sheets, pillows, towels, and stuff in. Okay. All right. Thanks for watching. Sorry for the annoying delay. Let's get started with Dark Souls 2. Okay. Let me get set up, everybody. I'm going to get my coffee. Like I said, that was something else. That was obviously unexpected. Here we go. Thank you to Minecraft Huge Fan. I don't stream on Twitch for the record, so if you're contributing anywhere but here or on the Kick channel, DSP Gaming Real, that's a person illegally restreaming me, and you should charge back, and you should report them for impersonation to get their streams shut down. Okay. All right. I'll be right back. I'm on fire. I'll be right back. I'm just going to go grab coffee, and then we're going to get started with Dark Souls 2, okay? I'll see you guys in just a sec.